Well, there certainly aren't any synthesizers that have oscillators that are that many and that random, tuned to that many random things, all changing simultaneously. That's not something inherent in any of the synthesizers that are used for, recording or creating sound. This is something that has a tremendous amount of oscillation at different frequencies.
So you're saying it would be very difficult to produce this electronically?
Yes.
Would it be possible, though?
It is possible, but
in this variety?
you have to consider your source. To create this on a Philips tape deck, if the Philips cassette came from the source that it supposedly came from, I don't see how the man could do it.
Okay, now you're running a comparison here of the sounds we're listening to and of the white noise down at the bottom. Okay?
Right.
So what's the similarities between the two? And what are the really defined differences?
Okay, well, white noise is electronic unwanted signal in any electronic system, and you see that on the bottom here, footnotes, and you can...
Mirage fighter that came in. And, of course, you've seen the photo.
Right, there we were. It's fascinating stuff, Lee.
You've heard the second part of that, the Variation 2 sounds, where the dog is barking.
Yes.
And the Mirage fighter.
Yes.
Uh-huh, okay.
So we get all of those other little sounds that the scope is telling everybody about. A Mirage fighter comes over, the dogs bark, and the spaceship is there. I mean, Billy must have a secret studio somewhere that defies conventional wisdom and science in order to produce those sounds on his little Philips tape recorder. We will play a little bit later the sounds of his first recording. That was a Variation 2?
Yes,
That was a Variation 6 craft. The Pleiadians are always changing models on us, quite like they've got a connection with General Motors.
One of the things that's fascinating, too, is by the time we got in, one of the problems with this case that I will always regret is the fact that we came in 2 years, almost 3 years too late after it had started. And there were only 4 photographs left of the Variation 1 type craft. And we managed to salvage, I think we have the 4. But we've never released them. One of these days we will.
Yeah,
and then you'll have all 6 craft, and you'll see a remarkable difference.
Yeah, the latest craft is a weird-looking thing with great big balls all along the outside of it.
Right.
But its capabilities are evidently enormous in that it can travel the distance from here to Pleiades, which is, 500 light years or so, thereabouts, in a matter of a few minutes.
I think it's 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes.
And it used to take them an awful long time to make the trip, 7.5 hours.
Right.
So there's obviously no CHP up there with the speed limit. I'm talking to Lee Elders. I'll be right back. And we'll do 2, by the way, Lee, at Alexandria 2 bookstore. She just called in. They have 4, I believe it is. So you better hurry. And they also are renting the beam tape, or the beamship tape, the footage, the Japanese footage there for you that you have an opportunity you can get yourself for your collection. And this is not one of those kind of tapes, I think, that, well, if you rent it once, that'll be great because then you'll want to buy one and keep it in a very, very special place, or it may leave the door because it's quite unusual footage.